What is going on, lunatics? Let's talk about what's going on. Yesterday I gave you that, maybe there's a path to $1. Maybe I was talking about USTC for all that matters. I wasn't. But there's a lot to unpack that's really happening right now. I'm going to lead off with something personal today because I thought maybe it's time to start asking the questions that don't seem to be asked by anybody else. And here's the thing. If I'm wrong because somebody else is wrong on this one. So we're going to go for it and we're going to see what happens. Now, I copied everybody. I'm going to show you what I just did. And let's see what happens here, okay? If you like this type of content, make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Pushes it up in the algorithm. All right, guys. So the top holders over here that we were talking about before, LFG has 1.847 billion. We'll get to that later. But according to Happy Caddy Crypto at LUNC Terraform Labs has 290 million USTC that they are still just sitting on, and they have not burned them. Now, these are the wallets that we know, not the wallets that we do not know. And you, by the way, you know how sneaky Duquan is. And so this is probably an interesting thing here. So what I did was I went ahead and I just said, just wondering openly why Terra Money, who owns this wallet, and I linked the wallet right there, according to LUNC and Happy Caddy Crypto, but it still has this in it. Is this an attempt to subvert federal bankruptcy laws by fleece cannon? So, federal bankruptcy laws, if you guys remember, everything had to be burned, okay? So we've got 8.8 million LUNC in this wallet. We've got 290 million USTC in this wallet. As of this point, none of it burned. It's all just still sitting there. Keys not destroyed. Like, I have no idea what's going on with this wallet. All it is just sitting there right now. Now, we could blacklist it and say that it can't be touched or anything like that. But as you can see, up until September 18, there was some activity on it, including a move of 264.8 million USTC into it. So it begs the question, like, exactly what is happening with this wallet? And they're using KRTC as their gas fee, which is a little bit weird, So we're going to ask the question. We're going to see if we can figure out exactly what it is and why we're not getting the burn that we're looking for. So I'll keep you updated if we get any news about that. In the meantime, Crypto News Flash is now talking about the same thing that we were talking about yesterday because they're just following along with the trend. And what is the trend right now? The trend is to say good things about XRP because XRP just had a bump and say, hey, by the way, Terra Luna Classic could do the same thing. And that is true, by the way. So what is going on right now is, according to the voting, we have passed the upgrade to 3.3.0, which will be then deployed upon the end of this. And then once implemented, we will have the reverse charge. Once the reverse charge is in place, then it will simplify the tax code. Now, this is led by Strathcole. And, all of these guys, everybody's voted yes for it, okay? So this could be the next thing that causes a big surge. Now, we're going to look at price in a moment, and then we'll talk about, what the next surge is. By the way, I just want to point out here, I don't think anything has fundamentally changed, and I'll show you why when we look at the market. Now, I do think there is another surge coming, and I'll explain to you why as well. Interestingly enough, on Commonwealth, critically low activity of Terra Classic validators in official governance. Wow, you don't say. And in fact, if you have not watched it and you did not, I would encourage you guys to read and go through this. There is a podcast out. It's two people talking about the Terra Luna Classic ecosystem, and they're talking about this. And look, there's a lot to unpack in this Classic Chaos podcast, okay? Average number of yes votes among validators, 23. There's over 100 validators. Average number of yes votes is 23, which means that they are not doing their jobs. And if they don't, get them out. Validators rarely support proposals, even when they are beneficial to the community. This suggests an alarming level of disengagement or lack of understanding. Average number of no votes, 10. Average number of no with veto, 4. Did not votes, 6. Average number of governance proposals in which validators did not vote, 43. Percentage of all vote validators that did not vote, 47%. 47% of our validators don't vote. So that suggests that governance is treated as optional by nearly half of the validator set. Nobody's doing anything about it. So if nobody cares, why does anybody care? I mean, let that sink in for just a moment. Percentage of all votes that are no with veto, 4%. Number of validators whose percentage of vote in which they did not participate is greater than 50%, 48. So 48 validators have participation levels of less than 50%. Exact list of those validators. These are the validators that have voted less than 50% of the time. And if you stake with them, I mean, shame on you, right? Orion, KuCoin, LUNC node, Moonshot, 5% fee, restake, max fee, TCB, Thor Maximus, auto stake, stake.systems, Natawa, Baywatch, staking down, CryptoPlant, LUNC DAO, Shima Inu, Terraport, Fresh Staking, Kryptonian, and Stake Shark. There's more here, right here. All of these, as I go down this list, they're not voting. Like, what is going on here? You know, these are the people that we rely to do the right thing. They're not, and we're not doing anything about it. Number of validators whose percentage of votes in which they did not participate is greater than 60%. 44, 38, more than 70%, more than 80%, 33, more than 90%, 27. So 27 validators have barely ever voted on anything. Number of validators who did not vote at all in governance, 12. First of all, ban those, okay? Ban those 12 immediately. I mean, depending on the amount of time. I don't want to say that. So, but, you know, if they've never voted, and these validators who have never voted at all on anything or have only voted one time. KuCoin, LUNC node, Auto Stake, Stake Shark Wave, O1 node, Node Stake, DSRV, Terra ZZT4, Moon Station, Infinity, Airdrops, KK Validator. So, guys, and look, I'm going to encourage you, we're going to stop right there, but I'm going to encourage you to go read this article here because there are a lot of validators. They're not doing anything. All they're doing is earning yield off of your stake. You're giving them the means by which they make money, and then they ignore what you want, which is the voting process. Shame on them, and you shouldn't stake with people like that. I'm not telling you what to do, but I am telling you that you are being judged on that, I guess. It just seems odd to me that you, if you're somebody who stakes with them, don't care, okay? So, whatever, dude. Anyway, so meme coins, LUNC is sitting good right now. Food, $150. Cat, we've had $140. Juris, $115. Remember, I put $50 into each one of them. So that's why we're looking at it in this context. The Boy's over 100. Garuda X is at 98, almost 100. LUNC Pepe way down. This was $25, by the way. LUNC Pepe was $25, got $8 left. Cookie was $25, got $2 left there. So these things have got some room to grow. Same thing with Lenny LUNC. Lenny LUNC is like 10 cents at this point. Hamster Meme is at 1 penny right now. So there's a lot of them that I only have like a very small amount. I think I sold my hamster meme. I think I did that on the channel a couple months ago. I sold my hamster meme for I think it was Cat with Hat, something like that. So, you know, it was a good transfer, but you know, I just want to hold on to a bunch of these just in case something really big happens. But that bag right now, about $2 grand. So it's a good thing. Let's look at price now. All right, so we've consolidated for 3 days, 2 days, something like that. We wicked off of the spot where I told you that we were going to wick off of. Let me get you a better view here. All right, so we wicked off of where I told you we were going to wick off of. What is that? That is the 236, duh. So what is the next step? Move up here into this descending trend line right here that's been happening here, playing out for a couple years, duh. And then we'll probably reject right there. So what we're looking at ultimately is a move up from where we are into that 2000 zone, that 302, then possibly a good surge above that. I would look for that to kind of surge up to the top of this line right here around 22. So, you know, get a surge up to 22, you get a dip back down to 20, maybe even comes down into this 18 range, depending on the market, and then it starts taking off from there. So the big move is inevitable. The next move for a stopover is going to be 3026. The good folks at Cryptonomy.finance are handing me incredible rewards. Let me show you what I'm about to earn. I put in 25 Solana. I'm about to earn 24 Solana on December 26th, the day after Christmas. Merry Christmas to me. Folks, it gets even better. On February 10 of 2025, I'm going to earn 0.17 Bitcoin, currently valued a little bit over $11,000. Folks, I gave them Tether I give them 1,670. I'm going to get 1,336 as my reward. All you have to do is sign up at Cryptonomy.finance and listen. The important piece is the launch pool. If you set up a staking contract with this launch pool, you're going to get rewarded based on a 9x from Shieldium, based on a 6x from World of Dipians, 5x from Kima Network, a 5x from RWA. These are significant yields being earned on a daily basis by this team. My first contract completed a while back on November 21, and I earned a total income of $168,481, of which my income off of this in a 50-50 split, $84,241. Folks, the bull run is here. All you have to do is now sit back, stake your crypto, and earn rewards. Don't forget, down in the description below are the links to the Telegram, the links to all of the socials, including Twitter, links to information and news websites sponsored by Cryptonomy.finance, and article sites for myself and several other influencers. So go check them out today. It might just break right through once we break the resistance, but the likelihood is, because we touched it over here, right there, that we're going to see that play out again, and then the same thing over here. We're going to see a little play out right there at about 28. Then it'll break up into 32, on through this little range through 39. Then if it successfully makes it into here, then we have to talk about, we've had these reversal pumps. It's time to go back up to the top of the area, which is going to be 3 zeros, 59.64, which is, it seems like at this point, programmed in. But the question becomes, how far up can it go from there? And I think that the logical play out at this point comes into this 3 zeros, 12, it goes up to 2 zeros, 12 sort of range. So about 10x from where we are right now, and then a big dump back down going into the summer months. I just want you guys to know, into the summer months, and then as we get out of the summer, that's when I think we have the explosive sort of move. Now, what I think is there's two things that could happen here. Now, we could get tripped up along the way, so be prepared for, maybe a 20x instead of 200x, just in case. I'm just warning you right now that a double top is what we had the last time, so we could expect maybe a double top again. If that happens, then we might not get the huge pump that we're looking for, but I do think ultimately that will happen. Now, I don't want it to take 3 or 4 years for any of that to happen. I do think that time is here for it to take place, but you never know. You never really know what's going to happen. What I do think, though, is this is exactly how it's going to play out. I'm going to leave this on the chart until it doesn't. And then when it doesn't, I'm going to pretend like I never said it. You know what I mean? Anyway, total volume up to 165 million, basically kind of trending sideways for the day, but down 4% on market cap. We did have a little sell-off happening here. Same thing with USTC trading 47 million, down just a little bit, but again, it's just kind of sideways. And then the market cap down 5%. And you're, by the way, you're seeing that right now in the broader market. The market's up 65 billion, but you had this sell-off, but you're also having sell-off on meme coin stuff. And that's, by the way, highly speculative assets. What you're seeing right now is a dump of speculative asset, which, unfortunately we are at this point. Still a highly speculative asset, a very, very high risk sort of proposal. So, we don't like that, but I mean, that is who we are. That is what we do in this space until we get prepared for that next big run. So risk on being sold off, risk off like Bitcoin, Ethereum, stuff like that, starting to run a little bit today. So you'll probably see another surge by Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin probably surges up to the 125,000 level. This is what I was trying to tell you a little bit earlier when we were having that discussion. I think Bitcoin runs, it's probably ready right now because it had that big crazy wick that dipped down into like 92,000. That was low enough. That ripped the liquidity out of this. I put a long in, and I'm sitting on a long that's up fat right now. And we'll see whether or not we do it, but I think we're going to about 125,000 after we run up to that level. Then I think that we just kind of go sideways for a little while for that next big move. And when that happens, that's when altcoin season is about to pop. So I think that we're almost there. I think it's about to happen. So I think all of this surging that we're talking about, I think is about to happen very, very soon. So if you look at this, this is from Trader Rocco, says that he thinks that 0.0035 to 0005 is programmed. I do think I agree with that. That is exactly what's most likely about to happen as we get this little breakout. Now look, the chart tells me that we're headed for these levels. It tells me that we're headed for these levels, so I hope you read it the same way. Also, Leonardo with a new post says, did you know that Bernstein, a well-respected global investment research firm, predicts that the market for stablecoins will grow to 2.8 trillion? And this applies to USTC. USTC could get in on some of that supply. And then he went to ask and answer a lot of these questions. Are there really people who don't support working with ceramic? And yes, there are. Repeg is LUNC USP that will attract an influx of investors to the ecosystem. All projects on chain stand to benefit. Yes, they will come. Why? Because the opportunity is huge and the opportunity is real. And that's what the important part is here. That's what matters. So to make money with staking, you need to have 160% reserve. That is to have 10 million USTC. You need to have 16 million reserve, from where this money will appear to serve as a reserve and provide dividends for UST as long as you say. To me, you fool people with false promise. There we go. All right, please elaborate what false promise. You just said that I've always been saying the over collateralization stablecoin. Don't forget in your example that you need more than 6 million to be able to mint new US2. If we cannot address the challenge of initial CMM funding, then Ceramic's plan doesn't happen. If we cannot find the devs to implement the white paper again, it doesn't happen. So what and some people, by the way, again, this is a question. This is why we want to have Leonardo on the chat, because we want to talk about this. We want to see, like, what, how do we make something happen? And one thing that we can't do is we can't get those answers until it's time for the discussion portion, because they've already said that they're not going to do that. They're only going to give us what we need when we need it, so that we know and we can make decisions based on that. So for the moment, we have no idea how that collateralization happens, but we will get information about it coming up very, very soon. As far as burns go, 2.3 billion for the day. And by the way, another successful 100 billion day, and today's 31 billion. So we know that it's way down by comparison, and still running a little bit hot over here on USTC, but there's such a small amount that's getting burned every day. Sometimes you just it gets a little tired out, I suppose. Running this stuff is just woo, you know what I mean? All right, also, daily cash drop of 11,000 from now until January 5th for Terra Casino and Pragmatic Play. Pragmatic Play has sponsored Mining Rush from December 5th to December 18 on Terra Casino. World Poker League has not much longer, through December 22nd. They have 16 days, and there's a link in the description below. You got to sign up. Just do a little bit. Just take a shot. The risk, it's worth the reward. Just the one risk right there makes it all different. So all you need to do is go play and at Terra Casino, and look, win. And when we all get rich, send me some LUNC. How about that? Also, if you're trading meme coins, then Terraport is obviously the place to do it right now. It's got the biggest ecosystem, and 10,832 Terra Luna, 28 in rewards. I got 8 days left on this final unlock. That big one, these big ones are already sold out. Can't do anything about that. Launchpad Selenium, I have 96.29 on average. I've had over 10,560 for the last 50 days. So I don't know why it didn't average. I think it's off of 60 days is what I'm starting to learn. So I think that, because if I did that, that would be the average. That probably makes a lot of sense there. So it's over 60 days. I'm going to miss the synthetics platform, the Selenium, but it is important for you if you haven't gotten any yet, or if you are playing. And by the way, there were a lot of people that were doing this and earning. So, we'll see what happens. But if you want liquid staking, all of that's coming as well. Farming, whatever you need, they have it for you. And look, yield farming, I do yield farm on some other projects, and I make a significant sum off of it. So I would say that that's actually a very, very good opportunity for you to earn some yield. So if you haven't already, certainly go check it out, and provide staking, provide liquidity, and it makes a big difference. So that's all we have for the day. Thank you so much for tuning in. And remember, it's not financial advice. I'm always right. I think that we're about to get another surge, but again, I do believe Bitcoin needs to run a little bit before we get that next big move, but then that next big move is coming right after that. All right, we'll talk to you again very, very soon.